Have you ever heard of a place so strange, so haunted, that it feels like it was never meant to be on the map at all? This isn't some old ghost story from a dusty book. This is real. This is a town that shouldn't exist, and yet, somehow, it does. Today, we're diving into the bizarre, terrifying, and almost unbelievable history of Dudley Town, a cursed village buried deep in the forests of Connecticut, where people vanish, go mad, and legends refuse to die. Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you're going to question whether anyone should ever step foot in this place again. You'd miss Dudley Town if you drove past it. No signs, no lights, no paved roads, just trees, dense, shadowy forest that swallows sound and seems to watch you from every angle, and if you happen to stop, you'll notice something off. The air feels heavier. The silence doesn't sound right, like nature is holding its breath. But what really makes Dudley Town terrifying isn't what you see. It's what you feel, and it all goes back hundreds of years. The story begins in the 1740s, when the Dudley family, the town's namesake, moved into the region. Now, here's where things get strange. The Dudleys weren't just your average settlers. Their name carried weight and a curse. See, their bloodline traces all the way back to England, to a man named Edmund Dudley, a high-ranking advisor to King Henry VII. He was executed for treason in 1510. And after his death, rumors started swirling that a curse had fallen on the Dudley name. Not just on Edmund, but on his entire family. Coincidence? Maybe. But here's the kicker. The Dudleys, who came to Connecticut, they didn't last long. One by one, they either went insane, died under mysterious circumstances, or simply disappeared. It didn't stop with them. As more families moved into the town over the years, strange patterns began to emerge. Crops failed for no reason. Animals turned aggressive. People reported bizarre hallucinations. And then there were the suicides. So many suicides. In fact, historians noted that the number of unnatural deaths in Dudley Town was far higher than any other town in the region during that era. It wasn't just bad luck. It was like something in the soil or in the shadows wanted people gone. There's the story of Horace Greeley's wife. Yes, the famous newspaper editor. She went to Dudley Town to recover from illness, and ended up taking her own life shortly after. There's another tale about a woman who was left alone while her husband went into town. When he came back, he found her incoherent, ranting about creatures in the woods. Days later, she hung herself in the barn. One man was found disoriented, covered in scratches, unable to explain what happened to him. When asked what he saw, he just kept repeating, "They're watching from the trees." Now, let's pause for a second. Because here's the question. Is it really a curse? Or is there something environmental going on here? Something toxic? Mold? A weird magnetic field? In the 1900s, some researchers tried to find scientific explanations. Some blamed the region's unusually high iron content in the ground, which might mess with compasses, and possibly even the human brain. Others suggested ergot poisoning, a fungus that grows on rye and can cause hallucinations, just like LSD. But here's the thing. Those theories only go so far, because even after the town was abandoned, and yes, it was completely abandoned, people who dared to explore Dudley Town kept reporting the same things. Camera batteries dying instantly, phones are shutting off, disembodied voices whispering from the forest, and the feeling, that overwhelming, skin-crawling sensation, that you are not alone. Even modern paranormal investigators, with all their equipment and bravado, have fled the area. Some refuse to go back. Others won't talk about what they saw. So let's talk about what's left of Dudley Town today. Not much. A few cellar holes. Piles of stone where homes used to be. No structures, no lights. Just woods. Thick, unnatural woods that seem to grow faster than anywhere else in Connecticut. The site is located in Cornwall, Connecticut, on private land. The owners don't want visitors. In fact, it's illegal to trespass there. But that hasn't stopped thrill seekers, ghost hunters, or curious YouTubers from trying. Some of them come back with shaky footage and goosebump-inducing stories. Others never speak about it again. And here's the weirdest part. There are reports, completely unconfirmed, but still chilling, that people who spend too much time in Dudley suffer from mental breakdowns weeks or even months later. One story claims a man started having recurring dreams of being buried alive after visiting the site. He ended up in a psychiatric facility. Now, we can't prove any of this. Maybe it's just lore, recycled and embellished over time. Maybe the internet made it all sound scarier than it really is. But maybe not. Because the number of eerily similar accounts, stretching across decades, makes it hard to brush off as fiction. You don't get that many stories without a sliver of truth buried in the roots. And remember this, Dudley Town is one of the few places in America officially labeled by paranormal investigators as a negative vortex. Let that sink in. Not just haunted, not just creepy, a vortex where energy is so dark and chaotic that it seems to pull bad things into it like a black hole. It's like the forest doesn't want to be disturbed. So if you're ever thinking of going, ask yourself, why do you want to visit a place that people fought to leave? A place where entire bloodlines collapsed, where nature itself seems hostile. Why do you think so many people tried to wipe it off the map? And maybe, just maybe, they were trying to protect us. Dudley Town isn't just haunted. It's like a wound in the earth. Something ancient and angry lives there. Whether it's a curse, a spirit, or something we'll never understand, it's better left alone. But the mystery, that's what keeps pulling people in. That's the problem. The more you learn, the more you want to see it for yourself. That's how it gets you. So, if you're thinking about exploring America's most cursed town, just remember, some places are abandoned for a reason, and some stories were never meant to be finished.